So ever since grade school, we were often taught how to learn to work together in teams or groups. Whether it was from study groups, projects, or an athletic team, we learned that being part of a team requires certain aspects to contribute effectively. Contributing to a team helps build some important characteristics as a person. When I say team, it doesn't always come down to part of a sports team, but also in academics and workplace as well. So ever since I was young, my parents always wanted to put me in extracurricular activities to make me a better rounded person. They put me in ballet, which I hated, taekwondo, school clubs, and recreational sports. Being in an environment that is surrounded with a variety of people allows you to practice good social skills. So I'm here today to convince you that working in a group or team can help build valuable characteristics. I've broken it down into 3 different characteristics that I believe that are important to gain from team participation, and I'll talk to you about how each characteristic can benefit your lifestyle. So being a part of a team or some form of group can help create a strong form of trust, leadership, and responsibility. The first characteristic that I want to share with you is trust. So for those of you who have been part of a sports team, you know how important it is to trust your other teammates. For a majority of my life, I've played sports such as soccer, and from those years that I played, our coaches taught us how important it is to trust our teammates on the field to work together, well together. And I know most of the people in this classroom enjoy football, myself included. So an example I've learned from playing on a football team. Yes, I play football, don't be surprised. For my church's girls football team, I learned that trust is very, very important and valuable. For example, being a part of the offensive line, our job is to protect the QB, and I learned that the quarterback also has to have the trust in us to help contain the defensive line, and so she has enough time to either run the ball or pass. And sports teams aren't the only way to build that trust and have that trust. Having this characteristic of trust and reliability can be beneficial in life in many different ways. An obvious one being relationships. Without trust, there cannot be a strong bond in a relationship, and you're pretty much screwed. Our society is built on relationships and networks, so within these relationships, whether it is a business related or simply love, there has to be a sense of trust to make it work. And I think being a part of something, working with others, can help you create that sense of trust. Which leads me to my next point. With trust in a person, that one can experience the role of a leader. Having leadership is another great factor of a virtuous person. A person can build leadership from any time in their life, whether it's from grade school, playing on a soccer team, in high school ASB, or working in a company, you can experience leadership. AllAboutLeadership.com states that a leader who recognizes the importance of teamwork creates an environment that allows their team to feel that they can be a part of something greater. This quote shows that even leadership goes back to being a part of a group or a team and having teamwork. Being part of a team or group helps motivate a person to take charge and make goals for their team. A leader leads a team into accomplishments. The website also states that it requires that the leader establish common values that encourage individuals to sacrifice personal goals for the good of the team. This is applicable on the field, school, and workplace. Leadership is very beneficial to have because it can help you in your career, whatever it may be. So, moreover, with leadership comes responsibilities and lots of it. So lastly, I want to talk about the characteristic of responsibility. This ties in with the 2 characteristics I just talked to you about, because these are jobs that have to be met in a team, school, or work environment. Being responsible helps build trust because it proves that one is capable of holding onto their word and doing their job. Also, it is incorporated with the concept of a leader because it shows that leaders can hold many responsibilities, and they need to know how to manage to get their deeds done. The PUA lifestyle, a blog, says, in essence, you slack off and expect others in the group to pick up part of your responsibility. You wouldn't want to do someone else's job just because they fail to meet the expectations. They state that you are an equal partner on the team and must contribute your fair share to the effort. Take your fair share for the credit for team successes and your fair share of the blame for team failures. This is what is meant to be part of a team. And I believe that this quote is very true because being a part of a team means that you have to give all it takes, your 100%, to make sure that you take care of your responsibilities and meet the expectations. This can be favorable in your future life as adults because the older you get, the more it is more likely it is for responsibilities to pile up. And practicing these responsibilities now can greatly help you with being responsible later on. So in conclusion, there are many different aspects of what makes a good person good. And who wouldn't want a world full of good, happy people, although it seems really unrealistic. Working together with different kinds of people in different situations and events can help form good character. And I believe that the ones that are most valuable are the ones I just discussed with you, which are trust, leadership, and responsibility. Even at our age today, it's not too late to be connected to some form of team or group to help us better these characteristics and become a better rounded
You about this sideways stuff. So I'm coming from like right here. That quick drum. Feel me?
What you talking about, dog? I'm
But they
from
quick
the
drum.
best. I talk to my boys. Didn't land in them, bro.
There's no staples in the steak.
That's all right.
Hey, big. You're on the defense protecting the quarterback.
I'm on defense protecting the quarterback. I had to get one of them, whatever cover principles.
Mayonnaise.
I don't know mayonnaise.
All right, Linda, what did you think?
I thought the intro was okay. I like your personal example. You had decent eye contact. You also had outstanding vocals, so I was like on top of your personal example. So each community was also.
Okay, yeah, I thought that the opening was all right. I think you could have something a little bit more interesting as your attention device, but your thesis and the goal were nicely set up, and you had a good preview of what the content was going to be. It was also very easy to follow the structure as you're talking about each of those ingredients: trust, leadership, and responsibility. So there was not a lot of trouble in keeping track of information. I thought that the supporting material just sounds too often like it's your personal analysis of these situations, and it needed to have some illustration, some example to make it come alive, and some proof to make it seem like it's reasonable. You do have a couple of quotes that you use. The first one is kind of a conclusionary quote. It resubstantiates the idea that you're talking about on leadership. But it's not very practical at illustrating that point. And then the quote that comes later on teamwork and responsibility that you have, it just sounded confusing to me because it sounded at first like it was going the opposite direction, and maybe you just read the sentence wrong or something, but it seemed like you were going the exact opposite direction at first. And it's still the same problem. It's highly abstract in the way you're trying to prove that particular point. Delivery issues. Look, we can hear you pretty well, you project pretty well, but you are reading on a regular basis, and so it doesn't come across as effectively as it could. You do look up quite a bit, but you're also reading quite a bit, and so that's a problem. And because you are standing in the one spot with the script in both of your hands, there's not much engagement there, so it's what you've done is not terrible, but you're lacking the opportunity to engage the audience the way we've talked about doing during the semester. All right, thank you.